There's a truth about you people recognized a long time ago, but they weren't comfortable admitting it. So, we're going to dive deep into the shocking truth people don't want to admit about you. So, this is going to be a collective reading, so there are no piles. So, just take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Okay? So, my pile number one. Well, I said my pile number one. My gosh, I'm so used to my collectives. I do pick a cards readings on Patreon. So if you want to check that out, you'll be able to find it there. The link is in the description down below. Okay. So the shock and truth people that don't want to admit about you. Holy moly, I can't even speak today. Okay, so this shock and truth is in relations to your capabilities, your looks, your personality, okay, your uniqueness. Something about your uniqueness is triggering for some people. The shock and truth people don't want to admit. We have the Hermit card, okay? The shock and truth that people don't want to admit about you is that you are a sovereign individual, okay? You are someone who operates very well on your own. You're very wise, okay, beyond your years. You're hard to fool, okay? And the shocking truth is that you are someone who's analytical. With the Hermit card, you could be a Virgo here. It's hard to pull the wool over your eyes. You're very good at catching in discrepancies, inconsistencies in people's stories or just in the way that they operate. The shocking truth people don't want to admit about you. Wow, we have the Eight of Swords. I feel like your analytical mind is something that people are threatened by. With the Hermit card and the Eight of Swords, the way that you operate, the way that you see the world, you may have caused like people emotional anguish, or not because you did something wrong, but because they may have felt seen or exposed under like your gaze or under your analysis of them. So you do trigger anxiety in certain people. The shock and truth people don't want to admit about you. The shock and truth people don't want to admit about you. Ooh, bounce. You could be an Aries here, don't have to be, but the shock and truth people don't want to admit about you is that you have amazing leadership qualities, leadership skills, okay, capabilities, okay? You're the type of individual that could succeed on your own. You have everything you need, all the tools at your disposal to become successful. With the Emperor, you have leadership qualities. So this is something maybe like your ex manager from your previous job didn't want you to succeed, or kind of like put a cap on your growth because they were threatened by your power. They may have tried to make it seem like you were not as skilled, as talented, that you need you need refinement. Maybe they let you go in your previous job, and then you got another job, and then you start excelling really quickly. And it's like in contrast to what they had said about you or what they did, they could see that there's a big difference. But they always knew that you had the Emperor energy within you. You had better ideas. You're more innovative. Like, I feel like your ex-manager was rigid in their ways of thinking or the ways of doing things. The shocking truth people don't want to admit about you. The shocking truth people don't want to admit about you. Just one card. We have the Fool. Your individual nature with the Fool card was something that kind of like triggered people. Your originality, and like you're eccentric, you're different, you walk to the beat of your own drums. You may have had people, especially in the workplace, I feel like maybe you have like your sixth house placements. There maybe you either have like Pluto or you have Scorpio in your sixth house, where it causes you to experience a lot of like friction or power struggle dynamic within the workplace. Okay. And you may have experienced like a lot of narcissistic bosses that are narcissistic co-workers that may have tried to suppress your individuality, your uniqueness, or like maybe you encounter a lot of bosses, especially female bosses. If you are a woman, female bosses may have a you may have had like a lot of power struggle with female bosses, because sometimes female bosses, they're not really the best when it comes to, like, I'm not saying all female bosses, but a lot of them, they have insecurities, and they see, especially if they have insecurities and they see other women as competition. You cannot work for a boss like that. They're not going to help you win. They're not going to want to see you win because they're already insecure and they see you as a threat. So you may have experienced that. The shock and truth people don't want to admit, wow, that you are extremely talented. I'm telling you, you're well versed, you have a lot of experience under your belt, you bring a lot to the table. Like, there is this uniqueness about you, this amazing quality about you that other people didn't want you to see for yourself. They wanted to suppress it or downplay it as if it was like nothing. The shock and truth people don't want to admit about you. We have the moon card. Yeah, the shock and truth is that there's many layers to you. There's a lot of ambiguity about your capabilities, not in the sense that, people are questioning it, but it's like the people cannot pinpoint what you are capable of doing, because there's so many things that you can do very well with the moon card. You're hard to read, okay? And there's a lot of projection. The shock and truth people don't want to admit about you. Woo, we have the wheel of fortune, that you are chosen, that you're destined for greatness. You may have maybe Jupiter in your 12th house, because we have Pisces here, and Pisces 12th house is Pisces house, right? So, and Jupiter is also Pisces ruling planet. So maybe you have that, or if it's not in your 12th house, maybe you have, like, the sign that Jupiter's in could be Pisces or something like that. Your expansion is divine. It's like divinely guided. Like, your expansion is more spiritual. It's not something that is seen. You know how, like, let's say if you had Jupiter in the second house, that would be expanding your natural, like, resources and stuff, like your money, right? But in the 12th house, or Pisces, is more like spiritual expansion, like in isolation. So I feel like there is some sort of spiritual um growth happening for you. People could see that. This is what they don't want to admit about you, that you are divinely guided, or you are divinely appointed or chosen with the Jupiter, with the wheel of fortune. Okay, so the shock and truth people don't want to admit about you. We have the Page of Pentacles. So the Page of Pentacles is the apprentice, is the novelist. He's the student of life, the student, like, that is always learning, always improving himself, working diligently into towards growth. Okay, so they didn't want to admit your endless potential with the Page of Pentacles. They wanted to reduce you to one specific thing. They wanted to reduce you to one specific section, or categorize you, okay? But they couldn't. They don't want to admit that they can't, because you are an endless student. Like, you're always learning, always improving. The shock and truth people don't want to admit about you. Just one card, please, Spirit. Ooh, we have the Five of Cups. There is an element of sorrow or sadness. Maybe these people know that they inflicted some sort of sadness or sorrow onto you, but you were able to soar regardless. You were able to succeed regardless of what had happened to you. You're emotionally resilient. The shock and truth, yeah, Two of Swords. Ooh. Okay, these people could be bothered by the fact that you are unbothered. The shock and truth that people don't want to admit about you is that you're not easily swayed or manipulated into doing something or thinking something that you don't want to think or associate with. The shock and truth people don't want to admit, we have the Two of Cups. Like, the shock and truth is like, you're the ideal lover, the ideal partner, the ideal employee. Like, you're the ideal person regardless of the situation or the category that people are assessing you from. You are the ideal. You are in alignment. You are people's desires. This is the shock and truth that they don't want to admit about you. Like, especially the people that have mistreated you, now they want you back. It's like, let's say for instance, like, going back to that manager that may have fired you because they were threatened by you. Now they may have hired someone else that was less threatening, but that person's also less qualified. to do the job. And now it's like, okay, you've hired someone less qualified. Now you have to train them harder to reach your level. Like they don't want to admit that you were high quality, basically. The shock and truth people don't want to admit about you. The shock and truth people don't want to admit about you. Ooh, the Ace of Cups. This is loving, authentic energy with the Ace of Cups. Emotionally sovereign. Yeah, like your authenticity, your self-love, and the love that you also give to others is something that has tremendous value. That's a shocking truth people don't want to admit about you. That you're a genuine individual. They knew that all along, but they took it for granted. They thought that you were always going to be around or stick around, or that they could manipulate you into staying. Okay? The shocking truth people don't want to admit about you. Just one card, please, Spirit. Ooh, we have the Seven of Cups. This is illusion. Okay, they were projecting onto you. Seven of Cups, Moon card. There was a lot of projection. You weren't really assessed in a fair manner. Like you were judged harshly. Okay, so the shock and truth people. Ooh, Nine of Pentacles. That you're self-made. That regardless whether they were going to help you succeed or literally support you, the shock and truth is that you were the standard and you still are the standard. That you're self-made. That's the shock and truth that people don't want to admit about you. They knew that all along, that you had the potential to reach new heights, and you didn't really need their support like that. That whether or not they were going to support you, you were still going to succeed. You were always going to surpass their expectations of you. That box that they try to put you in, they knew you were going to stay in that box, or you were going to fit in that box, but they try to force it onto you regardless of what they saw. But now they just can't deny it. The shock and truth people didn't want to admit about you. We have the Six of Cups. Yeah, something about you being pure hearted. It's like, even if you've gone through hardship with the Five of Cups, you're still like optimistic about the future. You're still optimistic about life. You're still trying to progress. And this is like the shock and truth people don't want to admit about you. It's like you don't have bitterness or resentment or like like ill feelings towards people that have hurt you. Like you're not really like them. They are more vengeful, okay? The shock and truth people don't want to admit about you. We have the Ten of Wands. Ooh. This is burden. This is challenges. Okay. There's something, the truth about you is that you have the ability to carry, to shoulder great responsibility without crumbling, without fumbling the bag. You're capable. You are extremely capable. Okay. You could have I'm gonna Sagittarius or Capricorn in your chart, or maybe you could be a Sagittarius, Capricorn, cusper. The shock and truth people don't want to admit about you. The shock and truth. Ooh, the Two of Cups. Yeah, there's something about like collaboration, your value within a relationship, a unit, whether it's friendship, partnership, business, okay, romantic relationship. You are extremely valuable, and you were always valuable. They've seen your value from the start. They just didn't want to acknowledge it, and they were hoping that you wouldn't see your value too, so that way they could extract from you and get the most out of you at a lowest cost. It's like basically getting you at a bargain. They wanted you to lower your standard, making you feel like your standards and your expectations are too high or unreasonable. Like no one's going to listen to you, or no one's going to treat you like that. Like what you're thinking, how you're behaving, how your expectations are too high. But they knew that all along, that you are like, you were high value. Okay, I know that term is being loosely used, but I don't mean it in the sense that you are above other people, but the quality of what you bring to the table is not mediocre. And but they wanted to make it seem like it was, in order to extract from you or to lower your self-esteem. The shock and truth people don't want to admit about you. We have the Two of Wands. We have quadruple two because we have the Two of Cups twice, Two of Swords, and Two of Wands. Okay. So with this energy, the Two of Wands, the shock and truth people don't want to admit about you is that you are a visionary. You are a go-getter. You are someone who plans ahead, okay? You're not the type of person that's going to stay stuck in a situation that is not conducive to your growth. You're always expanding, okay? So the shock and truth people don't want to admit about you, just one card, please, Spirit. Yeah, you're a great judge of character. You saw right through them. That's why we had the Eight of Swords at the beginning with the Hermit card. You saw right through them. Your judgment about them was correct. Somebody may have tried to gaslight you into thinking that your assessment of this person was wrong, or that you were tripping, or you were too sensitive, or you don't know how to take a joke. No, 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 no. It wasn't a joke. They were like really trying to diss you. Okay? It wasn't a joke, especially if it's family. You know how some family members, they always want to, oh, I was just joking. Why are you so sensitive? And it's like, no, you were not joking. You were telling exactly how you felt, but you just cowered. You couldn't say it with your chest. The shocking truth people don't want to admit about you. The shocking truth people don't want to admit about you. Again, the Fool card. That's the second time we have the Fool. You walk to the beat of your own drums. You're original. You're authentic. That's the shock and truth people don't want to admit about you. They cannot place you in a box. They cannot control your life's trajectory. They cannot, play in your face like they thought they were going to play in your face. You walk to the beat of your own drums. You are a leader. You are not a follower. The shock and truth people don't want to admit about you. We have the Chariot. Yes, structured and disciplined. They saw your drive from the beginning. They saw your drive, okay? With the Chariot, you could be a Cancer here. They saw that drive within you, that they saw that determination to get things done, to move ahead, to, move forward in life and be self-directed, self-led. They saw that within you, but they were trying to either disrupt your flow, slow you down, or make you pivot in the wrong direction. But they saw that fire within you that they couldn't contain. We have two cardinal signs here because we have the Emperor, and then now we have the Chariot, Cancer and Aries. So you may have these two signs heavily in your chart, like, or that energy, but you're someone who is self-led, self-directed. And this is the shock and truth people don't want to admit about you. They may have made you feel, because the Fool is here twice, because the Fool sometimes is like someone taking a leap of faith into the unknown without really having a plan, because when the Fool is falling off the cliff, he doesn't know where he's going to land. But you also had direction. Even if like your path was different from the rest, you knew where you were going. You saw the vision. You already had a map. Your map is internal, so it's not something that you need to share with others. Just because they don't understand your journey doesn't mean that you're lost. So that's something that they knew, that you knew where you were going. It's just that they couldn't see where you were going and they couldn't intercept that. So to try to make it seem like, oh no, you don't know what you're going the wrong direction, oh, you're crazy, it's never going to work, putting doubts in your mind in order to stop you from succeeding. Because they saw, even though they didn't know where you were going, but they saw like your drive, your determination, how you're self-led. They knew that eventually you're going to reach your destination, even though they didn't know where you were going. It's just that they didn't like the fact that you were so driven. It was threatening to them, especially family. Keep going back to family, I'm telling you. The shock and truth people don't want to admit about you. The shock and truth people don't want to. Didn't I say the Star? Didn't I say earlier in the read? You're unique, you're authentic, you're original. Yeah, you're eccentric, and that's the thing that they didn't want to admit about you. That's the shocking truth. Like, you're one of a kind, you're one of one, only one. And they don't like that. They want to be able to put you in a box, and they can't. That's what's frustrating for these people, whether it's family, whether it's friends. It's like you're not sticking to the script. They have a script. You're supposed to play a role, and you're not playing the role. It's like, when you have a movie and then the director, you're supposed to say your line, right? And then you keep messing up the lines, and the director goes, cut, cut. That's pretty much what it is. But it's like they keep saying cut, and then you keep going, you keep improvising your lines, you keep going with your flow. Like you don't care what the director says, because for you it's like it's not your story. It's, you know, it's not this person's story or the other people's story. It's your story. So it's like, I'm the director. You're not telling me to cut. And that's what they don't like. The shocking truth people don't want to admit about you. The shocking truth, Ace of Pentacles. I'm telling you, they saw your value, they still see it. Like, you're extremely competent. You are the asset. You are the resource. You're the resource. It's not something that is like outside of you. You are the resource. That's the thing, the shock and truth that they don't want to admit about you. The moment that you remove yourself from a situation, whether it's love, whether it's friendship, whether it's work, okay, all that comes with you, your work ethics, your capabilities, all of that is stripped away the moment that you leave. They don't get to keep that when you leave. Even if, let's say for instance, you have a job, right, and then you build something, you engineer something. Yes, they may have the blueprint, the base, but they don't have the mind to operate it. So even if you leave, they wouldn't be able to make it work the same way that you did when you were there. The blueprint is really you. They think that, oh yeah, I got a piece of them, or I got that from them. But then they realize that, oh, I can't really make it work the way that collective did. So they're realizing this too late. The shock and truth people don't want to admit about you. Just one card, please, Spirit. We have the Three of Cups. Okay, so people love you for who you are. Like the people that actually love you, they love you for who you are and not for what you bring to the table. So some people, especially in your family, I keep getting family. You know, family can be your worst enemy sometimes, to be honest. But I'm keep getting like with the Three of Cups, family, like the way that other people, strangers, actually love you. So maybe your family made you feel like, oh, you were strange or bizarre, like, you know, you don't fit in, right? You don't fit in, like you were the odd one, or you were like the oddball in your family. But then people still love you. People still gravitate towards you. People genuinely love you for who you are as a person. And that is something that may have triggered or infuriated certain people in your environment or your community. Okay? So that's all I have for the collective. I hope this reading resonated. If it did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.